Get a better, some better lighting, but it's hard. Oh, let's do it by way of like, what's that? Yeah, so I'm just playing around with it, looking for something I like. So I got, you see, like, there's that action. I wonder if I have, yeah, I did that. Okay. Try that again. So anyway, let me explain this story. All right. What was this? Oh, wait, that one. I guess it's like I need some. You see, I don't want those. It's rained. Give me a second, everybody. What is all this saying? Okay, that's fine. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oof. Yeah, I'm still not having to say anything. I'm still just like, let me explain this story to you, okay? And I made some other videos that I was going to post. Do I need to have that there? What's this? Along the way while I was tripping. So I left for my road trip, but so I was in Connecticut, and hi, I left. What's today? Sunday. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? Might have been Wednesday. And so I was in Connecticut, headed towards Georgia as my final destination, right? And I have a chronic illness, a progressive illness that kicks ass. So I made it all the way to DC. I was so sick, and I knew that in order to finish that next stretch, which was just to get to the hotel, I don't know, because I choose a special hotel that I like. There's like the ones my go-tos, because I'm all about clean shit. Okay, so I don't be playing. I don't care what the buck is. I'm not going home with anybody's bed bugs, lice, none of that. So I was like, and I have my 19-year-old with me. I'm like, and my left eye, it goes in and out. So right now it's blind. And now for the first time since I've been sick, however many years it's been, now my right eye, the vision for a minute was just gone. So I was going in both, and it just kind of popped back a little bit, but it's not fully back. So I'm functioning with one eye on this trip. It gets dark, and I've got 20/20. Okay, I have 20/20. It's just my sight just completely goes. I don't have anything to do with any glasses. I've never worn glasses. I'm like, I can't see. And it's just, I couldn't see. And I knew that I was so sick that it would take so much to build me back up to continue the process of the trip. So then I turned around at DC, I'm like, I saw the Beltway and all it coming. I'm like, nah, 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 we're not doing all this. Like, so I passed the Maryland House, whatever it's called. That's another one of my stops. And I made that U-turn and drove that 5, 6 hours back to Connecticut that I had just driven. Man, I was so happy that I did, and that I love getting older. I do. I love getting older. It's the shit. Because you don't give a fuck about how other people feel about what you're doing. And even though a decision may seem radical to where people might, if you're in your 20s and 30s, convince you otherwise, but you know yourself, like, I know myself. I know my illness. I know this body. So yeah, I went back home. I went all the way back to Connecticut from DC. Boop, boop. I just made a U-turn. It was quick. It was quick. And my son, he doesn't question anything. I've been sick since I was carrying him. His birthday was just the other day, Friday, I think. So he don't care. As long as he's moving about and he tripping and he road tripping and the car's going, he don't give a damn. You could be back and forth and he don't care. So I went home, got my rest in my own bed. My face was let my mom tend to me. And then that night I got back in the car. Not that night, wait. The next day. Because when I got home, it was something crazy anyway. The hour. The sun was up. So, no. So, by the time, so Thursday, whenever the 10th was, all I know is the next day, I got up and had handled all the different meds it takes to keep me functioning, which is a lot, people. Machinery and shit. And I headed out again. And so I made it to from Connecticut to Yonkers, which I knew I could do. I'm like, let me just go to Yonkers. Okay. I don't know, like, the shit that's happening up north, guys, way up north with us from like New York, Connecticut, Jersey, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. We're just bombarded with bad ass immigrants. Not like bad meaning good, bad meaning bad. And it was crazy as I drove to the Bronx. I meant to the Yonkers. So my goal was to get the hell. So I went to Yonkers. I knew that would be the spot. Not going to be near the Bronx. All the bikers that you hear about in the drug trade, they were out on those punk ass bikes. Grown men on punk ass bikes riding through the crazy madness of New York. It was just like, what the fuck? It's embarrassing. Number one, it's embarrassing. Okay? Now, where I'm from, we're gonna make fun of that ass. That piece of shit that you driving. Now, if it breaks down and one of us hits you and you're bobbing and weaving throughout this traffic like this, one after the other. So I chose Yonkers, like the industrial park area, this place I usually stay, okay? And my life partner, he used to live in Yonkers, but he's back in Bronx now. He was working, he's a nurse, he was working. So we'll catch him on the way back. So then we got up. So I spent the night Yonkers, got up, and drove from Yonkers to Virginia. I was listening, thank God, posted up the real E-band films was live. It carried me. It carried me for that whole ride. It carried me. And he was on, I went to bed and he was still on. So it had to have been, he was way past 12 hours yesterday. And so it helped me really good. And then I got to, I'm passing B more. So I'm trying to like type up passing B more in the chat. So I was passing right by B more. And yeah. Now I'm in Virginia, Fredericksburg. Another one of my favorite stops. So, but I'm gonna chill out for a little bit. I'm gonna chill out. So I did the Yonkers hotel there, and I'm here, and I'm gonna chill out for 2 days, and then I'll continue on. Yeah, that's how that's gonna go. So with chronic illness, you just don't know what you're gonna get, and mine is progressive, and it can be aggressive. So like I'm telling you, I'm looking, but like this eye is blind and this one is half blind, and I'm driving. I'm just taking my time. Um and it's doable. I know a lot of people don't. Like with my illness, guys, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome portion of it, I know people who haven't left their house in 20 years. And I mean, there's a woman who hasn't left her bedroom in 20 years. You see how I'm sitting up here? As I'm sitting, my pressure's falling instead of compensating and going up so that I have the energy. All those natural things that people's bodies do automatically. People with dysautonomia, our bodies do nothing or they do the opposite. So when you stand up, and your heart gets to pumping there, it's flowing like, oh, she's moving. Ours drops, and it drops to a fainting point. Like, you ever think about like when you go to like pee, right? I love the coffee from the Hilton branches. I love them. Um, like when you go to pee, your pressure, whether you realize it or not, is doing stuff. It's working hard because you're releasing um, fluids that are, or whatever else you're secreting, or whatever you're releasing. It's things in your body are going to shift, right? When you go to the bathroom, if you pee, everything's going to shift because, boop, now there's room, the bladder's empty. Well, for us, potsies, as we call, when we go, our pressure falls when everything shifts. So if we pee, whatever, we just pass out. hmm I remember back in the day, I saw that on House. You remember that show House? And one of the young doctors, he was like, he had bought a piece of land, but he couldn't afford to build a house on it yet. And so he was just living on his what's the thing called? Everybody, as they poured the cement, I'm tired. So he was just living on the concrete um portion of the house, the foundation. I'm sorry, the foundation. There was no house, it's just the foundation poured. And he would utilize his neighbor's bathroom without them knowing. Without them knowing, he would utilize their bathroom. And it's funny how he had his little lawn chair set up on his just plain blank foundation cement, no house, no nothing. So he watches his neighbors leave, and then he goes to use the bathroom every day. Well, he didn't know um, that something was wrong, and that when he was going to pee or poop, that he was going to pass out. I don't know if you've seen that episode of House, but that's what it's like. And so he did. And can you imagine? His neighbors didn't offer him, to use their home and their facilities. It's a doctor. You can imagine when they walked in. I can't remember how it ended, but I know House, the dude, the main doctor, um, when he saw the man's workup, he's like, yeah, when he goes to the bathroom, and they're like, what's wrong? Because he's cracking up. When he goes to the bathroom, he's gonna pass out, and he doesn't know it. And he just enjoyed that. Yeah. So, yeah, that happens. What is all of the? Hi, Re-Up. What's going on? You have a chronic illness? No? Yes? I'm just making a post about what it takes to travel and be sick. I got my port and pushed all my meds through. So, yeah. So, I'm just going to like keep still for a couple of days. And don't forget, y'all, I got these 8 birds, and then that bitch is sitting in there on some more eggs. Like, what the hell? What the hell? So all them kids, those are my son's birds. They're not mine. Okay. When I was little, I had a parakeet. He lived a long life too. Poor Squeaky. At the end, he got cancer. Yeah. But yeah, I'm more into hamsters because I know like they're gonna die soon, and I'm not gonna be tracked. And it's easy to travel with them. Good morning. Hi, Brian. Oh, how's everybody doing? I'm just traveling and just having difficulties. You see, it's hard for me to. I can't see shit. Like I was driving like that. So yeah, so I'm mapping it better so that I can actually see. Yeah. And it's Mother's Day. I called my mom and wished her happy Mother's Day. And yeah, my son is up there in the room sleep, so in the hotel. So I don't know. He ain't gonna remember. And that's what happens when you 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 have a child around a holiday, right? So it bumps sometimes, and I get kind of thank you, and I just get shortchanged, which doesn't really matter. He's the gift. I only have one, and that's more than enough. And everybody's in there in the hotel. Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day! And it's all the motherless people. I'm sorry, I mean the childless people. And I'm like, thank you. I mean, they don't know I'm because I don't have my son with me when I just came down. I'm like, and same to you if it applies. They're like, it doesn't, but I love it. I'm like, I only had one, and I'm going to say that that was more than enough. And I was 30, not like I was some, you know, young person who had crazy expectations. No, it's the hardest job in the world. And I believe that no parent has ever gotten anything above a C plus. Every day I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm failing this. I'm failing this job. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with knowing that I'm failing it. Well, I'm on my way to Georgia from Connecticut. So my parents are from Georgia and they have houses there. My dad has one, my mom has one. So I'm on my way to Georgia. Yeah, I got to write a book and knock this book out to give it to the publisher. So I wasn't in the mood for the fuckery that's happening in Connecticut and just up north, period. I'm not in the mood. I can't write in those conditions. I just can't. I look out. I'm just like, what happened to my world in the matter of of less than a year? I don't know. There are no words, and I'm sure, like, since my since my partner is in the Bronx and he's a nurse in New York in Manhattan, I already know. Oh yeah, it's bad. Brian, and I'm from the suburbs, born and raised in the suburbs of Connecticut. Ain't never spent a day in the hood. Plus, Connecticut is small. Of course, you don't know people in the hood. because it's a small state. But literally, I could throw a stone into the city, like from where I'm at. Thus, bullets can come in. Like it went through my neighbor's window recently. It used to be like all the kids would get all the boys would get BB guns all the time, and they would shoot through the windows by mistake. That was the '70s. I was born in the '70s. But now that's not the case. Oh, you're in Chicago, so that's totally different beast. hmm Chicago is a different beast, and that the money there is such good money that it's hard for a lot of people to let go of the mental slavery. I mean, I guess when people are just dropping y'all barrels of weapons, like dropping it right here, where are they getting these weapons from? They're dropping the weapons there. They just put them there. Crates. Dummy. Like, and I'm tired of you out of touch Negroes. What's wrong with y'all? No Aborigine, which means you're so called blacks. My people are not from Africa. And I have a tribe from a real tribe. In that tribe, I will actually be called, it's just weird whenever I say it, Princess Nikki. hmm And people do refer to me as that, and people literally do call me Miss Nikki Ann, and and it's for a reason. My name, if my aunt says Miss Nikki Ann, I mean a tribe. hmm hmm Small town in Georgia, right? Both of my parents from there, but I, I'm an Aborigine. You you come with a street savvy unless someone has undone it. It's in your DNA. Hi, Aiden. My son has some gaming friends named Aiden, but I don't think that it's a little person. Hi, sweetie, or parent. No, like you can't. And I always go into the hood where I'm at. Like, oh, I'm an Aborigine. This is my ancestral land. I'm not gonna run around being afraid of my own people. Now, I do know the difference between being able to hang out in all places and just put myself in outright danger. Like I'm not stupid. Okay, you can tell when this ain't the time. Everybody's got you got your favorite stores if you from the suburbs that you want to visit in the hood, of course. You know what I'm saying? So these people are just people are out of touch though, I'm starting to learn. I'm like, what's this bougie bullshit? What's this bougie? Like, look, you can be preppy and stuff, but this bougie. No, I'm about you. We ain't been long in this. I was born in the '70s. Martin Luther King had just died some years before. What are you talking about? My people are from Georgia. I'm street smart. You have to be. But I guess people are losing touch. And it's the people, I guess, who moved late. Like I said, I've never, and my parents have always lived, when they were in Georgia, everyone lived in their own home. We own roads because they built houses on the same roads, right? With each other by hand, by hand, by hand. To know that, especially for like some of my first cousins, that's what their father does, like builds houses. My grandfather built the house with his father, with my great grandfather. Like, come on, come on, people. And like, let me say this real quick. Chronic illness people, that part of the talk is done. What I'm about to say is a little bit more raw. And if you're sensitive, now's the time to bow out gracefully, and I'll keep you updated. Um, like I used to do over the years when I was trekking it to the Legoland Hotel every year with my son back in the day. I have to give people time. So listen, there are people out there who really need to. The miseducation of not the Negro, but the miseducation of the whites is the level is high. So I'm an Aborigine. This land that you call your ancestors, I ain't no damn citizen, and I'm not no damn, you know, no, mm-mm. I'm not American. I'm an Aborigine, which means I belong to the soil, which is deeper. I belong to this soil, and the soil loves me. I'm where I'm supposed to be. But your history books have taught you that I'm from Africa, that my ancestors are. No, my tribe has been up and down this coast for thousands of years. My name is Princess Nikki. They would literally call me Miss Nikki Ann for a reason. I've never been married. That's why it's MISS. Of course, I used that name when I first got online, but then it's also what my family calls me. They say the whole thing, Miss Nikki Ann. They literally call me that. Or you can call me Princess Nikki, a real tribal princess. And it's not deep. It doesn't mean anything. All it means is that you take care of your people. That's it. Being a princess is just work. Think of Princess Diana. It's work. Because, you're probably living like me, like I'll be like, I live off my family's estate. What are you talking about? There are different types of people out here, different types of Aborigines. And then there are other Aboriginals. Hola. Yeah, I studied abroad in Costa Rica. I spent a lot of time in Panama. I've been to Mexico 3 times. Yep, yep. But yeah, so the lady, this is my point. Some white lady who's like, they are so determined on this false narrative. People, we're the last stop on the slave trade. Okay? We got so few that it's almost impossible for you to say, I know for certain that I've got, unless you have it. If you have your document, most of the people who have the African slave trade history in their life, yeah, look at that. Look, message retracted. Hola gone, huh? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, some people can prove their lineage, their African lineage. They can prove it and trace it. If you can't, it's because that's not where you were already here. So when I hear a white woman going off about an Aborigine, which is Beyonce, her background connects to mine through her father's side, related through her father's side. Okay? She's an Aborigine. I can tell you because I'm telling you, I already know. I studied that lineage and it connects to mine. So she's an Aborigine. So how dare some white woman say to her that she can't do country music? Honey, your ancestors got off those boats and you were sick and we made them well. If it weren't for us, you wouldn't be here. So don't you dare, and you don't own country music. Go do your history. You don't own any music. Your foundation of music, all the stuff that you did in Ireland and Britain, you lost it. You lost it. The things you are doing in pop culture are of my people. I'm sorry. But I didn't even think I should have to say that and apologize to you. Like, this woman really believes the hatred is so deep, and the lie and the historical lies are so many that we have to get backlash about shit that these white people really believe because their parents didn't teach them that. We only got a few slaves here from Africa. The ones you see are slaves who were from here. They enslaved the people who are already here. Again, they enslaved the Aborigines, the so-called blacks who are already here. Then we got a few Africans. 1,000. 1,000 Africans. And some went back. That trade didn't go exactly as how they explain it. And so when we Aborigines, whose ancestral line goes back for thousands of years, that can be proven. And we're not worried. And let me tell you this, if you don't believe me, it doesn't matter. What I know is that the American government knows, and they know that the Vatican holds the paperwork. When they burned down those courthouses, they grabbed all of our files first. Those are all stored at the Vatican. The Vatican knows who we are. So America, we don't give a fuck if you don't know. They know this story, and they know that how it ends. And they just watch you. They just watch you running around like you and making up new narratives. And they're going to use that tool of knowing who we are when it's time and it's convenient for them. When it's time, because we're out here already telling you, why do you need the Vatican? The people, your white people are telling you. They're saying, no, we got like 1,000. We didn't get many. And some of them went back. But we have pictures and drawings of the white slaves. Slavery was white people first. We was just chilling, trying to heal ourselves from all the problems you caused us health-wise when you got off that boat and we helped your ancestors. They were eating each other on the boat. Now, we all know the stories about off the boat, but if you want to know about what happened on the boat, you're going to have to dig deeper. They admit, yeah, off the boat, we were started to eat people. Hi, goodness. Hey, sweetie. So they were eating each other, and we were appalled, and so we helped them. We were cautious because, like I told you, if you listen to any of my stuff, we had already been at war, my tribe, with the white Mexican by way of India. Mexicans are Indians. They had a war campaign in India, and a group left and slowly made their way to this place that you now call Mexico, which was really a land of Aborigines, your so-called blacks. They killed all of them off. You can go online and find a Mexican dude explaining this story because he's calling bullshit on his people. Like, wait a minute, let's not make up new stories. We came here, we killed those people off. But when they moved further up, closer to my ancestors, we kicked that Mexican ass. And whoever remained, we allowed them to stay and build tent cities, which you call teepees. They weren't very brilliant, the way they still aren't. There's a reason why they suffer. There's a reason. We have paid for our wrongs. We have atoned. And now we are moving into the next phase, which means it doesn't matter how hey, how are you? Doesn't matter how anybody feels. The Vatican knows what's to come next. Everybody knows. But you're too busy ruining yourself by letting them let a bunch of strangers, and I can say, yeah, my goddaughter was raped by Mexicans, plural. I don't want to hear anybody's bullshit. I go out and I do my own research, and I do it on foot. And I'm telling you, from the drive, I took back and forth twice because I got sick in 1 week, and I'm back at the same spot again. What I saw in New York was horrendous. them people on them damn scooters. In Connecticut, I calls the cops. Because we pay a lot of money in taxes in Connecticut. It's an expensive state. It's a wealthy state. So our senators and reps love to hear from us about the fuckery of the strangers that have been let in. You know how dangerous that is? Do you know how many wars you've started? War campaigns, drug war campaigns? You can't, they can't come here and take over Aboriginal drug spots. Are you crazy? You will see the Puerto Ricans and all Aboriginals, meaning whether they're immigrants, all your so-called blacks, hook up eventually and take you out. That's going to happen. And I'm like, I know the boogie down is trying to be patient. I know the Bronx is like going ham. When the streets is like, it ain't safe outside. Damn. I saw it as I drove. Them people on them bikes hauling them drugs, hauling this stuff, and then the white kids on the drugs who, and I be looking like, don't step over here close to me. You know, I got my phone to try to catch whatever cards I have. Yeah, on this trip, what are you doing? Just because you're white and walking back and forth don't mean I think all white people are suspicious. You ate your people to survive. You ate them on the boat, and then you ate them when you got here. I trust you not. I got to know you for a long time. You can walk around looking oblivious if you want. You step the fuck next to me on my ancestral land and fuck with my card. Should I hold a card out in the air? Fuck with it. You got to tame these beasts, people. These white beasts. The unexceptionals. I know I only fucks with exceptional whites. That's all I got in my life. I fucks not with unexceptionals because, like I said, these motherfuckers eat the psychosis. Serial killing did not become a thing until they got here. It's natural in the DNA. I studied it. I listened to this white scientist. I'm not making this up on my own. The fish gene that they can't understand. And he wants to know because he's white. He's like, why do we have this gene? Well, the Aborigines know. All you have to do is ask us. But nope, you're too busy making up lies and pretending like we came here on a slave ship. No, we were already here. They did bring some Africans. And if you look through all the journals over the years, people would ask the Aborigines, you know, what is it like, you know, working with the Africans? And then some people be like, we don't have any. Go look through the journals. They had like brainwashed people. This is still like maybe a couple hundred years ago I'm speaking of, where these people were going around asking questions. Like, we don't have any here. We didn't get not one. I heard about it. I hear them trying to run away. I hear this, that, but we didn't get any. And then the places who did, they're like, yeah, I don't know. We don't know what he's saying, but we're trying. We're trying to communicate with him. Does that sound to you like people who just got, like, what the fuck? We've been here thousands of years. And we wouldn't show you shit about it because all you do is you take it and you turn it into a lie and you tweak the narrative, and instead of just saying what our ancestors did was wrong. And these people have been here and they suffer a thing that we can't quite understand and that we don't want to. I love racism. I love blatant, outright racism. It is the best. Them the people to talk to. I be talking to them type of people, especially in Connecticut. Oh yeah, they're the best. In the end, let me tell you how it always ends. You know, Nikki, listen, we've got the winter concert going on over at the Congregational something of the Baptist, the Holy Days of Thou Church, and they're doing the bells and everything this season. You want to come? The races. By the time I'm done with a conversation, the racist wants to hang out and realizes that I've got more sense than their own people. You said I'm a big fan. Marnie, how can you be a big fan? Were you from Twitch? Or I've done a lot. I'm gonna say Twitch was the platform I did. I've always had YouTube, but my videos and stuff, I did Twitch and other things that no longer Steam it. I did things that no longer exist. I did everything that came out back in the day. I was heavy doing like anonymous shit with yep. I was wherever they was at when the Occupy Wall Street happened. I knew it was coming because I had been hanging around those people, and they were talking about what they were going to do, and they did it, and I'm like, I'm jumping on board for this shit. Yeah, I jumped on board for that. That was so much fun. You know, if you know, oh, I'm sweet. Nobody says that. Oh gosh, thank you. It's Mother's Day. I'll take it. But Marnie, because let me tell you, I was raped and molested from kindergarten through fourth grade. And at some point, I realized that nice and sweet, that shit don't work. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Hell no. I figured that out by college. I'm like, nah, that shit don't work. Bump all that. It don't work. Get you got. Always stay street smart. I don't care who you are. I'm naturally inclined because of my melanin, but I'm seeing some of my people talking crazy lately about people from the hood and stuff. What are you talking about? The system is only going to let but so many people out. Like, where are they going if there's a backup of Section 8 and all these things? And then when they finally, if they work hard and they get out, they buy a house, they didn't realize, because they've been, because I live in Connecticut, but my parents are from Georgia, same town. And so we have houses, 2 houses down there, and we have 2 up here. Okay. So there's one that's actually down the street from the other house up here, and then the other ones are the same. But listen, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm getting old. And I like it though. Thank you so much, Marnie. I'm trying. I am trying. Now, last time I was on vacation, I went on 2 trips, September, October, and I was able to catch. I called him the backpack guy. I mean, Marnie. I was there, like, it was for my son, so I was driving him to Pennsylvania and stuff to see his friends, and he did, what's the name of that day where they redo one of the world wars? And then I went for the Renaissance thing out in that area, Pennsylvania. I can't think of names stuff right now. But I've been watching this white kid, right, with this backpack. And I had also been watching the Mexican workers. I say that because people be downstairs in the freezers. And even the problems they had with him, I was watching for a week. And he finally made a move. And they didn't, and they had called the cops. I can't make this shit up. I follow it. I talk about groups of people and things because I see it for myself. I get out and I see it because I want to know that. That's why fuck's not. I don't care what's going on overseas. I can't see it to prove it. I want to talk about things that I can prove. So The cops come in, all this stuff is happening, and the Mexican dude was already talking slick by out of his mouth. He had just started working there, and it was weird. I was watching from the back entrance where you would see all the chefs and the cooks, where the entrance where they go, and it was all a little iffy. They looking for backpack guy. Now I'm like, backpack guy is right here. That's not what they were calling him. But in my head, as a writer, I'm a writer. In my head, I had named him backpack guy. I'm like, backpack guy just went out that door down here. They're like, what? Backpack guy. The kid backpack, white kid backpack. He just left out that back door over there. Mm-hmm. 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 They went and got backpack guy. Because it'd be one thing if he was just lifting candy. But they're trading backpack guys is the Rico. They train drugs and shit. And they hooking up with this Mexican that just been hired. He was doing some weird shit. And the in this area, they weren't, I don't think they're used to it yet in this particular area as I was in. And I'm like, the way he's talking or the things he's saying, this is weird. Yeah, so they can traffic your kids. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Every smoke shop is a Middle Eastern smoke shop. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, the game is on. The game is on and popping. They are flying around the Bronx and everywhere on them scooters. I drove through it twice. Well, 4 times. Going to DC to turn around, come back home, just to get up the next day to get back on. Yeah, so 4 times. Plus, I've seen all the videos from people online just showing like, what is this? And why is this okay? Why do we have to suffer these people? And we don't. We don't have to suffer these people because they have a country. They're not refugees. They have a country, and they should go back. They should go back. Because I'm looking at the parts now where they fully haven't taken over, and I'm like, you don't want what we got. Okay? You don't want what we got up north. All that money we pay in taxes for y'all to let these Mexicans come in, raise hell, flying up and down on some damn scooters. And I just be laughing because they give out of gas and shit like, you punk ass. Listen, you can't even get a car. This is Connecticut, son. You're embarrassing yourself. This is Connecticut. This ain't New York. It's Hartford, Connecticut at that. In order to know you in a ghetto, somebody has to tell you. Because that's how pretty it can look. But them bullets fly and they hot when they come out the chamber. They still hot. I don't care how beautiful the hood look. And I love how nobody wants this part. Nobody ever wants this part. And I'm going to go because it's Mother's Day. I don't know. I could have led to it. But yeah, I'll keep you posting. There's some videos I made already. But please take time. So tomorrow's Monday. Posted on 7 days a week lately. For about, I'm going to say 10 to 24 hours. It all depends, I guess, on how he's feeling. So go watch that tomorrow. The Young Thug YSL. Where is Rico trial? It's always entertaining, and we're doing a lot of learning and cooperating and getting into the conspiring. That's the best part, everybody. I don't wait for I don't jump on something. I like to be in the conspiring part. Now, anyone in the UK knows exactly what I'm saying. Anybody who works for the FBI, the CIA, the conspiring is the best part. Now, you're not a part of the game if you don't know. But once you know, you are then a part of it, even if you don't do some overt action in it. The conspiring is the best part because then you get to see what one person combined with other single individuals can pull off. I'd be like, hold up, let me call my black senator. Hold up, let me call my black representative. Hold up, let me call my black judge, my uncle who's a judge. Let me call, okay? Because we've been here a long time and they keep showing you the people in the ghettos. We outnumber the people in the ghettos. We don't live like that. So I don't know what the fuck is wrong with everybody. Those people you're seeing, they are your so-called black. They're black, but they're not from here. We're not the same. They can't apply for reparations here. This is not where their ancestors put in the work. And then I don't know about their numbers as far as how many are Aborigines of whatever country or island they're from. You know, they got more Africans than we did. So theirs is a little bit more confusing. But in America, people, it's not a confusing story. In America, we're the last stop. We barely got any. Hello, we've been here. We were here before you got here. We were here before Jesus got here, before he was born. We were on this coast. Please understand that. Or you're going to make a fool out of yourself. Beyonce can do whatever music she wants. It's her ancestral land. Or you can go your ass back someplace else with your whiteness. You don't have to stay here. We don't give a fuck. We were functioning before you got here. And guess what? We weren't sick until you got here. We didn't need to wear glasses until you got here. Have you ever, there's a book called, shit, I can't think of it. It was one of my favorite books where it breaks down how quickly they got off that boat. And all of a sudden they called everyone Indian at the time. This misnomer. And there was a reason. There was a reason. And then with the queen, there was a whole conspiracy. There were many Columbuses sent out at the same time. It was a campaign to accomplish a goal, and they did it and erase the history. But the Vatican was like conspiring too. Vatican is always conspiring. So they send in some people, grab up them files, and then let them set those courthouses on fire. All of your family history from those things that they call courthouses, that's what they called it. It was just our libraries to keep the history straight. Vatican has it all. They're like, they got something. And when they're ready to tell you, they'll tell you. They don't give a fuck about you. They'll use it when it's to their advantage. Like, yep, those people in America were already there. They know it. The scientists, not the fake ones who you mail your DNA into. No, that's bullshit. That's propaganda. It's not real. You have to find an independent one. And they were like, we tested everything we could for this so-called white Indian, and we couldn't find it. But when we tested against the so-called blacks, there's the match. And he could tell you exactly where the homeland for us was Georgia. Like it's the Mecca for tribal function up and down the coast. And look what they're doing to it. What did they do? They threw that what's the face thing up there that somebody finally blew it up. The post with all the stuff that they were telling you what we're gonna do. Let's send a pandemic, kill you off. Try to get the numbers down, kill off as many white people as we can in the lower class and some in the upper because they can't have you being more brilliant. Trust me, they kill y'all off quick. They give you mad heroin. They make sure you can get your damn heroin. Put it right next to the blood bank in Ohio. So as you give the drug dealer your debit card, because you can give blood every day in certain places and make good money and survive in lower class. So the game is on for you too, white people. Oh yeah. And the Vatican's not going to let you kill all of us off because they're not allowed to. There's rules to this shit because it's a game. And I say, get on this conspiring. It's the best part. When things happen, I'm going to say this. Miss Nikki, I always say, has a lot of unknown influence. The best kind to have. Right? So things happen and people don't know. It'd be a single person. I've accomplished things historically that nobody knows about all on my own. And there are many others who do the same. And then sometimes when it's time for a big project like reparations, we all come together and do that. But we're still, listen, I'm telling you, once you get that, your reparations, that's not the end of it. Because we know now that's coming. That's period. Okay, so everything, the footwork for that, and everybody's doing the next part, but we're already past that. We you got to be watchful. You got to be a watcher. That's what I call myself. I'm a watcher. I'm great at economics. I'm great at trends. That's why I was a business major first. I was just great at foreseeing things based on the way things are happening and based on the way my melanin is talking and telling me things about my environment and my world. You can't um you can't make that. And that's where whiteness, it's an illness. It's a hiccup in the DNA. There are things you can't do that I can do. And they try their hardest to to extract as many things as they can from us. But the Vatican laughs. Why? Who's the Vatican's father? They know ain't shit. You ain't busting through the firmament. They ain't confused. They know who we are. They know what they're allowed to do to us and what they're not allowed to do to us. And I'm speaking about my specific tribe, the Aborigines that have been up and down this east coast of this place that they call the United States of America for thousands of years. I'm gonna go now. This is a long time to talk. Nobody ever makes it. On Twitch, they used to make it though. Something about Twitch people, I guess gamers have a long attention span. And that's mostly what Twitch was. And also, since it was the party scene, people have a longer, you know, this, you cannot watch someone in 5 minutes and understand anything. You have to follow people. You have to listen because I can't explain. If I'm almost 50, there's a long backstory for why I'm saying what I'm saying. And it's because of wisdom. It's because of truth and knowledge that does not change. It doesn't change. The same way Earth does not lose or gain water. It's all recycled. So never believe them when they tell you there's a drought. Yeah, a certain kind of drought. But we don't lose or gain water. It's if Mother Nature has turned something into a desert land or something like, I'm doing something over here. Nobody told you to build nothing. Anytime you build something, be sure you know that I might come through and knock it down because I'm trying to do things. So it's Mother's Day. You understanding this? Same way, a good spanking is for me in my growing up. Oh yeah, I needed all my spankings. I'm so happy I had them. I'm so happy. Yeah, it just holds stuff for review. I don't know, because I don't know what the fuck y'all might be saying. And if you, I think I'm a lecturer. I just left the chat on today because I started off with a chronic illness topic. And just in case any of my chronic illness people wanted to say something, but like, look at this. Let's see what this says here. A present show. Okay. Hell Queen. Okay. Wow, you can talk crap. You a really good crap talker. Get off live stream and go play with your kids. I don't have any kids because I'm black. I got a lot of kids. I have one son. He's 19. I homeschooled him. So I didn't need to play with him because Nick, he was homeschooled. I'm brilliant. Personified. And you're retarded. Look at how you're writing. Look at this. What kind of grammar is this? Where'd you go to school? You didn't go. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see this one. What's up? That's not how you spell nigga, but you all right with me. Let me tell you something. What I would like. Oh yeah, this be good today. Okay, let's see. I would like. Yeah, and I love it, right? So you just keep on putting what you put because all you're doing is proving everything I say. You can call me nigga. You can call me a crap talker, but what else can you call me? I can call you a creature, a white creature. I can say that your people ate each other to survive, and that my people, because of my people, if you're in America, who knows, because of my people, you're here. I'm an Aborigine. I'm not your nigga. I'm an Aborigine. I'm not a nigga. There's even a history to that word, and it has a connection to Africa, but my ancestors weren't from Africa. I'm Aborigine. Like like you are retarded. You are a creature. You're a white creature, but it's okay. And that's great because you can't help but to be who you are the same way I can't help but to be who I am. And listen, talking that shit, being able to flip it and go from street to corporate, honey, do you know what that's done for my life? To be able to walk into corporate with big names of corporations and be me and be like, I feel like I've been dicked up the ass and get them white men jumping, high level white men jumping. You're delusional. You don't understand the power of the melanin. So this is all you can do. All you've done since your ancestors got here is this. Say nigga. Like, what do you think? I'm gonna cry? I'm Why would I cry about something that I know I'm not? Because I know what a nigga is in real life. Why would I cry about that? I'm almost 50, son. I'm 49 this year. Why? You've got the wrong one. There's no emotion tied to anything you said. Skypex, no emotion tied to anything you said at all. And black people, less Aborigines. So let me not say all black people. I'm speaking to my people who are of this soil, okay? Because Skypex, he can go back to whatever European country he's from. He's not from here. His ancestry is not from here. So he actually thinks I care. Why would I care about you? Your ancestry is not from here. I don't care about you. As I'm sitting in my Volvo, my safe car, I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't think about you. Like, that's crazy. You actually waste your energy. Let's stop our kids from trolling. Aborigines, I'm talking to. Because you look stupid. It's embarrassing. And I can follow a footprint for him, and I can go right to his house. So why would he be talking when he knows I can just go right to his house, no matter where it's at? Some of us have that. Some of us have that, and some don't. Anytime you mention Mexicans, all of a sudden people come in first, they're all nice, and as soon as I start on the Mexican problem, they be retracting their statements to me, like this lady did. Message retracted. Because I'm like, yeah, I studied abroad in Costa Rica, Panama, been to Mexico 3 times. Uh-huh. So it was retracted because I know you people. I know you. I know you well. And I got one living across the street from me now. I know you well. And the white men here run circles around you. All Latinos. The white man in America runs circles around you. You lazy motherfuckers. And obviously, I can't be lazy if I'm telling you how many houses within my family's estate. You're crazy. You crazy. You crazy. I'm almost 50. He up here trolling a 50-year-old who got a port. The embodiment of Jesus here. So that means his father is that creature. And he serves him well. And so I expect him to act exactly as he's acting, because if he didn't, that would mean he's not a white creature. He's just an unexceptional white. And there are exceptional whites. I have a lot in my life. But this is a creature. And you don't want a white creature around you. Look at the fat on my face, y'all. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. You don't want to be near these people. These are the people who had to eat the other people. This is their progeny. This is their offspring. They don't have nothing to offer. See, because in America, something's understood. There are those who help you and those who don't. And that will come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and complexions. Hair types, I don't care what it is. Places, there are those who help you and those who don't. So, obviously, why would I be concerned? Like, you got to do better. Don't let black kids troll people. It's embarrassing because it just doesn't. It's born. I don't know. It just shows a lack of restraint. Simple restraint. Simple. But he's a wigger. Skypex is a wigger because he stopped. If you stop, a real hardcore racist is not going to stop at all. He's gonna pass right by. He's gonna see the thumbnail and keep going. Mm-hmm. A wigger will stop and leave a comment. That's a wigger. And a true person of the Aryan race, a true racist, is not gonna stop and waste time with me. He's above me. He's supreme. So this is a wigger. Wigger has two different understandings to it. He actually stopped to talk to an Aborigine. Come on, Skypex. But that's cool because Skypex, he's the people that they're trying to take out. His whole house is probably doing whatever drug, heroin, whatever. His whole house. But he worried about me. Instead of going to get some psychiatric help, he worried about what I'm doing. Now, if I knew my whole country is being bombarded, I'm talking about for the whites, by a drug infestation, okay, why would I be wasting any of my time on some black woman who's not having the same experience that I'm having? I'm having a better experience than you're having because this is my soil, Skypex. Now, where are your people from? Which boat did they come off of? What year? You don't belong here. You're occupying the land, and I will only allow exceptional whites to occupy the land. It's not your land, and God is not with you. So you will lose this campaign. That's interesting to me. They know they're going to lose it. The white creature knows because he's built like that. He knows he's going to lose. White creatures know they're going to lose because that is the way it's going to end. So they have to spend their life tormenting people over some bullshit that people ain't worried about because we already know in the end, we win. Your cartoonist told you that. He explained it to you. He wanted to be on the winning team. Doesn't mean we wanted him. It means he was using us. The Vatican knows we're going to win. Make a phone call. Go find out. So you can call me whatever name you want. When I already know that I'm going to win, why would I be pressed? And I'm going to win without a weapon of mass destruction, without a gun, because it brings down the vibration. You can't win a war with a gun. It brings your vibration too low. You can't. So I'm not even going to do anything much to win. We're going to win. So people, stop wasting your time worried about these people. I'm talking to Aborigines. We're going to win. It's just the way it's written, and it's the way it's going to be done. And they can only take out but so many of us. Try to stay alive. If you can stay alive and keep your lineage going, we're going to win. And I don't mean one war campaign. We're going to win the entire war. There's only ever been one war, the war over creation. Within that war, there have been millions of campaigns, and we keep winning them. But ultimately, we're going to win the entire war. I'm talking about Aborigines of this place that they call the US of A. I'm not talking about anyone else. I'm not talking about black or Aboriginal immigrants from other places. No. I'm talking about this small group is coming for that ass. And it's going to win. Overall, the entire war. And you sit there typing crazy shit. Obviously, you didn't study. See, and you're not in the conspiring. You can't be because you're on here talking to me. I spend my whole day conspiring. Google knows. They're going to contact me in one shape or form when I get off. Why do you think they just let me say what the fuck I want? You're not understanding. I really am princess of a real tribe. What they would call a biblical tribe. Stamped, approved biblical tribe. That's real. And my name in that tribe is MissNikkiAnn. That's what they call me, my family. The full thing, MissNikkiAnn. It's not just there, people, that's what they call me. When people meet me and I'm by myself, like, oh, this is a you're such and such's cousin, you're the princess. Yeah. I used to be like, it felt weird, but the chief had already told them. So, but it felt weird. I've only started saying it within like the last so many years, few years or so. And I don't even put it down. I just put, Miss Nikki Ann, my tribal name. So, but it is Princess Miss Nikki Ann. Hi, the God, Divine One. How you doing, babe? I'm about to get off. It's not a question of if we're going to win the full-on war. I'm going to say this before I go. There's only ever been one war. The war over creation. Within that war, there have been millions of campaigns. Millions. Now, ultimately, my people, that I'm speaking of specifically, we're going to win all of our campaigns and we're going to win the entire war. The Vatican knows we're going to win the war. It entertains itself with you white people. Do you get that? The Vatican is a creature. And the Vatican wants to ride out the fun it's having for as long as it can. But it knows that it has a time stamp. It has an expiration date. It also knows that there are certain things it's not allowed to do. And so they get a lot of enjoyment out of watching white folks around the world fucking over themselves because they're going to alienate the people who could actually benefit and help them. The people who are going to win the full war. Now, for all you pressed people, there are categories for Miss Nikki Ann. Aborigines. There are two types of Aborigines, right? The ones from Australia and the ones here. It's spelled differently, not the same people. It's spelled differently, okay? So the Aborigines are your so-called blacks who've been here for thousands of years, okay? Then you have your Aboriginals, and I'm just speaking about the U.S. Those are people who come from the so-called blacks who come from other countries and islands. Now, they got more slaves than we did, so they do have a deeper connection to Africa. And that's why everybody gets it fucked up. We're not in the same boat. We didn't get enough. Okay? So some of them, I don't know. I can't speak for them. They have to study themselves and speak for themselves. Okay? Then, so that's it. There's Aborigines, right? And Aboriginals here. And you lump us together, but that's not right. We have different ways. We're culturally different. And it brings hell on my people when everyone's looking at the news and all they see is a black person and they're like, the black people are, which one? Because in my tribe, we come for that ass. Wait, we coming for you before you do something extra stupid. Now, you have white humans. Okay? So you have exceptional white humans. You have unexceptional white humans. Okay? I only mess with the exceptionals. They exist. And they laugh at their people. Then you have the white creature. It's a beast, the white creature. Now, that's it. There is no, for an Aborigine, there is no love or hate for any of it because we're Aboriginal. We're not going to curse this story. Do you understand that? So we dislike a lot of things, but hate what? For what is that going to do when it comes to people? Now remember, we are the original man and woman. White human, Hueman, means that your DNA has been corrupted. And that's why you look how you look. The exceptionals, right, are usually just albino. And you can see I always use, what's her name? Who did a song with Rick James? Damn, she's dead now. Tina Marie. You hear how they talk, and people are like, why is she talking about? No, she's just an albino. Her DNA is pretty much intact. It's just that she just wound up, okay? But none of that came from here. That happened in that place that you call Africa. That didn't happen here. That mixture, that fall, that wasn't on this land. So we're living out a different story. And you can't force someone else's wrongdoings on us just because they move here. No, we paid. We paid our 400 years for letting that creature onto the soil. We paid. We slaved away and we atoned. Now, other people haven't done that yet. So they keep running over here trying to escape the ass whipping that they got coming for the shit that they did and their ancestors did and they haven't atoned for. We can't help you. You have to live that out yourself. And the more you avoid it, the longer it's going to take. Instead of selling 30% of your countries to white Arabs. You think God sees favor on that? You're selling his soil? Okay, that's crazy. But good luck with that. That's your tribe. You do whatever you need to do. And I told my son there's going to come a time when there's a war between Aborigines, which means the people of the USA, and blacks in Africa. I said because they're going to get upset. Because all they're going to see is that, why are these people doing so well? Because we paid our debt. Don't run from paying your debt for the wrongdoings of your ancestors. That will be visited upon generations until you pay it. Once you go ahead and say we're starting to pay it, the clock starts for your 400 years. 400. You can find it in different texts of wisdom. 400. And add up how many years it took for the Aborigines. It was 400. The ones here. But people coming here to live with us, all you're doing is fucking, and more, yeah, and more, we are going to separate ourselves. I believe in separate but equal. That's what God made it to be. He allowed Mother Nature to flood this bitch. There are a lot of people living on top of the water, floating on boats. And then there were the creatures that survived underwater in the caves. The fish survived in other creatures that creep, that can stand on 2 feet, survived in caves. And because that they have the corrupted DNA, they can withstand the darkness. You can't take, and so we had to build boats. We couldn't go into the caves. We would have died. We have to have the sun. It's our power. It's everything. We cannot live without it. We can't.
Up north, there are a lot of us who suffer from seasonal, depression. Like when the seasons change and we get sunlight very little amount of time, we have to get light boxes. You have light box. Yeah. Uh-huh. Psychiatrist like, oh, you just need a light box. Sit in front of that light box. Why would they know all this? Why would they care? What did they do? You have to see the other video to talk about all the tunnels and the full civilization that's right up under your feet. Silly. But you got fools who are wasting time who are above, even though the people who are the healthiest, the best are under, talking shit to me. So you're nobody because you're up here. Now I'm where I'm supposed to be because I can't survive without this sun. But your people are kicking it, living it hardcore without you. So that means you were worthless. And they left you with this thing that you call a nigga. And this nigga outshines you almost at the age of 50. You're unexceptional. White, human, whatever your name was, you're unexceptional. Your kids are going to be unexceptional. And I don't think you understand what the word unexceptional truly means and what I'm saying. The war, you're going to lose it. To me. And there's nothing you can do about it. And you're unexceptional, so you won't be invited to stay. Those who are exceptional and just are albinos, who just had the hiccup and their light and their hair is the Tina Marie's, our sisters, our albino sisters, gonna be offered to stay. Can't mate with them because the amalgamation, you don't know what you're gonna get, but they can mate with each other, and then if that amalgamation comes out wrong, we have to imprison that amalgamation because it has a psychosis that you can't fix. I've spoken to my psychiatrist about this. This isn't new. Black people, our psychosis is learned and practiced. To be a black serial killer, it takes a lot of energy. You're not naturally inclined for that. Chicago, everything they do out there takes so much energy because they're not naturally inclined for the shit that they're doing, selling off their cousins and their friends and for the body parts, setting up elaborate illusions like we can't see it. But that's trained. They're not born serial killers. The people I'm talking about, like Skypex. So if who is ever exceptional, and we allow you to stay, if you breed with each other and you make an amalgamation that's fucked, we're gonna imprison that amalgamation for the rest of his life. So that's then that's up to you, or you can go on with your men who we didn't let you get back on the boat with when you first came. When the first time you came, they had you on there as the hoe. You were having babies on the boat and stuff. We didn't let them take you back. We kept you. Then when they came the second time and we asked them to leave, they bought enough of the equalizer so that all 40 of them could look badass and take over a bunch of people. And we're like, look at that. Look at that little thing. It ain't even got no arrow on it. And what he gonna do with that? One shot kill, nigga. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what the white man said, and that's how that went. Period. It's such a simple story. It's not hard. It's not hard. They must leave this realm, yeah. And we vibrate, the melanin makes us vibrate at a different level. There are lots of things. Yeah, no matter what we do, we are great at, good or bad. They need us to do anything here.
Yep.
And the Vatican knows that, white people. And that's why you're not allowed to take us out. Because you would have. The Vatican will not allow you. And they're not bothering you. That's another thing. They're like, these people are so. I'm talking about the Aborigines of this land that they call the USA. I cannot speak for anybody across a body of water. God said, do not cross the ocean and take other people's resources and occupy their land. So I don't. I don't. It's wrong. You can go visit and then you bring your ass home. Because then people are going to start to hop around because every single landmass is going to have its destructive times as far as Mother Nature doing what she does. So you can't be worried about at this moment somebody in Ethiopia is having a destructive time. You shouldn't even know it's happening. And that's why everyone's stressed. Everyone sees life globally. God said, no, that's not how I told you. I told you separate but equal. I'm breaking it up. It's going to flood. I'm breaking it up into groups, right? Don't cross that water. People still cross the water. And then when you ask them to leave, they don't want to go. But the end is that we do win the entire war. Vatican knows that. And they know that they have limitations of what they're allowed to do, what powers they have. And I mean literal powers. I'm not talking about, you know, white human powers. The Vatican has powers. And they run circles around you white humans in America all day long. And we just be watching. Because they're like, you're worried about the wrong thing. These niggas don't even come and bother you. They don't come into your neighborhoods for an uprising. They don't, no. But you're so pressed about us. But we don't even bother you. White on white crime. It's the highest crime. Highest crime rate. Go look at the latest census. It says it. White on white crime is the highest crime. But I guess you have to tell your kids lies so that they don't feel inferior. I guess. I don't know. Because we're very open. We don't waste time to make anyone feel inferior unless they come up on our stuff and start talking crazy to us. Other than that, we cool. We don't bother nobody. That's right. 9 ether. God is. Yes. If you read what the Divine One has typed out, that's free information for you right there. I'm up here giving free information. He giving free information. And then, up here you've got Brian, who's from Chicago, giving a shout out. I don't know what they had redacted. That redacted. I had actually said something nice, and then I said the word Mexican, and it wasn't something that they liked, so they took the message back. Like, now you're talking about, I talk about my own people. Like, y'all always talk about how niggas are sensitive. Y'all some sensitive people. As soon as you see a black face on a video, you get in your feelings. But we see you all day, every day. You outnumber us. You still can't beat us. Wait, you outnumber us. You still can't take us out. You're not getting it. You don't have the capability. You're not allowed to. And you're annoyed. But be annoyed on your own soil. Go back to Britain or wherever the fuck you came from. We don't care. Wow, you can talk crap. You a really good crap talker. Get off live stream and go play with your kids. My one kid who's 19, I had when I was 30 after I had traveled and seen and done everything I wanted to do. Homeschool my son from 1st through 12th grade. We did everything. Occupy Wall Street, we did it all. His education far exceeds that of Yale's. And I'm from Connecticut, so I can say that with full assurance. So I went to graduate school. I chose Quinnipiac, which is right there with Yale. And some of the Yale students chose Quinnipiac for graduate school. And so I have a lot of Yale friends in journalism. Nikki, you want to be the producer? But they weren't saying that to none of the white folks. Nikki, you can go out. I'm interning in New Haven. Nikki, you can go out with the cameraman and just do it yourself. But they weren't saying that to other people. They had them on the desk answering the telephones. Once you stand next to me, you will lose your mind. You won't know what to do or how to feel. It's one thing to be through this device, but in my presence, you'll be in your feelings. And you'll be like, this is who we need on the team. We don't have to tell this person anything. So every challenge like that thrown at me, like, okay, fine, I'll go do these interviews. Just got here. But I turned down my white classmate who was a producer. She's young. We were young. We were in our 20s. I'm like, no. You don't want to produce? No. No. No, I do not. I'm a free woman. I'm going to go now. This black gentleman. I don't know where he traveled to. I remember back in the day, my father would always have his Kango on. He had different colors, and they would sit like in the window in the back. Even though that's not good, you can just color the hat, but his Kangos as we traveled. Because I come from a complete family. My parents are married. Everybody on both sides of my family. I come from a complete family, a real tribe. So the if you focus only on the ghetto, you're going to really not understand. And that's great because it makes it easier for us. You keep looking at the ghetto when we outnumber the people in the ghetto. The middle class, we outnumber. And the lower middle class. And the poor, get this, the poor outnumber the people in the ghettos. You only get ghettos in certain cities, people. The rest are living in little humble little houses. And to me, I'm like, because this is a first world country, that's poor. It's a house. The water's running. The kids are going to school. Everybody can read, write, do everything. Poor does not mean impoverished. It's a shame I would have to explain that. But no matter what, I can get off and know that I already know how it ends. We win the war. And thank you, Divine One, for coming through and blessing me in the live with information. Anyone who did and reached out, even the white creature, because the more he shows himself, the more he disgusts and upsets the exceptional whites, who then begin to push him even lower to where soon his baby will be on crack. They don't stop this heroin shit. They don't start handing people crack pipes again. I kid you not. It's too expensive. So, your other white people, unexceptional white creature, Skypex, they're going to get rid of you. Your own people, you unexceptional whites, are going to get rid of you. The exceptional whites are going to get rid of you. That's a part of the plan. And if you're white and you're a millionaire, not a billionaire, they want you gone. See, I already know. And you can doubt it all you want. Just like I told people the war would happen between the blacks here and the people in Africa. And what you see them people doing, marching the niggas out because they should have never went over there. Some of these people actually believe this false narrative because I don't know why. Those aren't your people. Those are strangers. You were home. They'll march your ass out. But America won't march them out, will they? No. So why go over there and be humiliated when you know that it won't be reciprocated and nothing will be done for you? As I'm looking at this Mexican, it's about 8 Mexicans. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And they came from a land. I just want them to go home. Thank you. I just want them to go back to Mexico. That's all I want. Now remember, that wasn't their spot. They're really white Indians from India who left the war campaign. They're runners. That's all they do. And they're lazy. hmm And it's funny how they say that about black people, but obviously we couldn't have been lazy. We helped you to get to where you are. Just because we don't want to grind with 50 jobs. I'm not Jamaican. I'm an Aborigine from here. God's like, you do your work and you rest. God is not for that. He didn't say to run your ass like that. God, no. That's on you. Just because we know to rest and to refuel and to dance and sing and play, you take that as something else. You watch the Puff Daddy videos, but Puff Daddy got to be working 7 days a week. Understand that. And those of us playing it got to work so that we can buy this shit and keep our higher earning people higher earners. There's a point to all of it. But you millionaires, they're tired of y'all. You're going. Ain't me, it's just gonna happen. And that's what they saying. And the white poor, you're going. It's about to get real interesting. And you're gonna wonder why we're thriving. And don't get me wrong, some people, a lot of Aborigines are going to waste their reparations. It just is what it is. It's going to happen. But again, that's not the end. I'm beyond reparations now. We already did all that work. Now it's about the people who package it and present it over and over again, whatever it takes. I've moved on to the next step. There are those of us who have moved on for 300 years ahead. You're not getting it. Especially since we know that Africa is about to enter into its slavery time. Before it was apartheid. That's a luxury. Africa is entering into its slavery time. And mostly, I think the thing that upset God the most was the China thing. When you have whole towns of Chinese Africa, you didn't call us. All you did was run here and you didn't tell us it was happening. You ran here, got jobs as engineers and stuff. I worked with you. And you say stuff to me sometime. I don't fuck around. I don't switch up my mouth for anybody. Nikki, what the fuck? Go back to Africa, bitch, and talk how you want to talk. I don't give a fuck. Fuck about these white people in here. I go into my boss. I feel like I've been dicked up the ass. And things get moving. Because of who I am and the power that comes. So, you talking about real trials? That's why I be following these cases, the YSL and Young Thug, because my boss was a meteorologist. Okay? Not at a news station. No. For an environmental corporation. We had the chem lab in the building, all of our lawyers in the building. The most important shit was in the building where I worked. I know so much shit. The keeper of the keys. I done sat with, if I were to say these names on here, there's some white people who would feel jealous. Like, I just want, if I could get one phone call into that person. As he talked my boss through how to say what he's going to say on the stand, which is illegal. Helping out. I make my own budget. I'm like, yeah, I need me $1 million. I kid you not. I was the buyer. So I can buy lots of Starbucks for the people when they come in. And, and just in case. So, Tommy, It's a storm. Tommy needs to get home, right? We're in Connecticut. It's storming where he's at, and let's say it was Ohio or somewhere. I'm not going to even say the name of the company. The company he's working with, fuck it, BP. No, not lower. BP for real. I'm like, well, look. He's like, because I'm not going to be able to rent a car. I said, rent a car? I said, no. I'm about to call and book your first class ticket. And I remember I made the budget. My boss is always like, and I would be like, why am I? What is the budget? Just make it up, Nikki. I kid you not. I would just allocate money. I'm talking, I was at high level, confidential level. And I give this information to my people so that they can understand something. If I wanted, I could buy a truck. You understand? So I'm like, no, you got to get home. You got a wife and kids. I said, I'm about to book you first class. You got to be tired. And you're going to need some rest. He was like first class. So he's there with the top BP lawyer. I said, I'm going to order you a limo. Not like a van, like a real long one. You get comfortable, get some good rest, and he's going to drive you through that snowstorm. So you're going to fly home right now. Go tend to your wife and kids. It's a storm. Who's going to shovel? Don't you got, like, I'm like, you don't even know. I said to him, listen, you got to act the role and the part, and you're not doing it. I'm booking you to first class in the limo regardless. If we don't use this money, we have to use it. I've already allocated everything. Learn who you are. I said, and you're white. You're not doing well at navigating this. I got you. You're about to go home. Go to the airport. You don't even need a rental car. I can have you limo for all day, all 365, what you need. But you're going to have to realize that you're at the top now. You are sitting here. I'm not going to say what his name. You're sitting here with such and such. You and I are doing something illegal. And with this document that we're writing, do you know who you are and who you're sitting with? If you don't get it soon, they're going to kick you the fuck out. These people are going into those real lounges, not the lounge. I said, yeah, you're going to be in the lounge before the flight anyway. Not this Connecticut, not the subpar lounge, but the real lounge. Then who booked you this stuff here? I already have a budget. I done charged y'all millions. I made that budget. What was I, 33? Just making up numbers. I'm like, yeah, I got to make sure, because I want Starbucks. And where I'm going to get them food from. Okay. Get them food. How I want it to look. How I want to present it. Just, Nikki, can we use your conference room? My conference room. Come on. It's the melanin. You people need to put down some of the drugs a little bit more. I'm not saying not to smoke your weed, but smoke it a little less. So that, this is my dad calling to wish me a happy Mother's Day. Okay? Because my parents are still married. Like all of my other family members is like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Go see something. Point is, dude made it home exactly as I said he would make it home, with that limo and enjoying himself. And I hope, I help everybody. There's no hate. Black people we don't hate. Because we're cool until you show us that you hate. Then we're like, oh shit, how we gonna handle this? And that little boy, that young boy who was being spat on by that woman at that game recently, in the last year or so, we're not doing that no more. I don't know who told him that he had to suffer that. All he had to do was say to the man, hold your woman back. Because she spit, you can see the spit flying onto his face. Her fluids are touching him. That's a lawsuit. That's what that is. But no, You didn't do nothing. I'd have been like, my son, play it, please. We at the stadium. Boop, 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 boop. 911 first, then boop, 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 boop. Get on the phone with the judge I know. My uncle's the judge. Get on the phone. Spit touch him. Someone's saliva in the ballpark or whatever. It was football. I think they're acting like it ain't nothing. That's how we rolling. Notice I ain't saying about no fists. You get on the phone quickly. There are people to call. We're out here. Come find us. We're over here. We're posted up. The real E-Band fans films. We're out. I'm trying to think of all the people. Follow. If you pay attention to my Twitter, you'll know the people to go to. We all know people. We have doctors in our families for days. We're here because you're gonna have to make some changes if you expect to get your reparations and maintain it, and also not take no more bullshit and get a pat on the back from the owner of the team. You did a good job, nigga, standing there. We ain't taking no shit. Because we're too nice. We're too nice. You have too many opportunities with us. You get what I'm saying? But that's out. Especially since I realized that the whites are not going to realize that their children have been miseducated by these books, and they really believe that we are from someplace else that we're not. So I don't have no time then. You're not willing to correct the history. So I can't fuck with you. That's unexceptional. Because I don't want your history fucked. I want you to know that you had to eat each other to survive. And then we got tired of seeing it. And so we fed you. We made you well. And once you started getting a little bit too much, we asked you to leave. The first time you left, but we didn't let you take your women because we're like, the bar, oh my God. We let them be indentured slaves and they were able to get their freedom. And then you came again. And when we asked you to leave, you said no and you pulled out the equalizer, which was the gun. And here we are today. That's all. And we ain't taking no shit. Google knows I ain't taking no shit. Be good, be patient, be in the moment. If you're a dad, be like my father. Be a great dad. Even if you're poor, even if you're in the projects, be a good dad. There are people down south where they don't build as many like high-rise buildings like we do up north for projects. The fathers are always in the kids' lives because it's a small town, and all you got to do is walk down the street. You get what I'm saying? So even if people don't marry, they're still together all the time. Study this. This is a fact. And I'm on my way to Georgia, and I'll show it to you if I can, if I feel like in the mood. Video and show you. I'm not going to Atlanta. I'm bypassing that bitch. I don't want herpes to catch me in the fucking air. Like I'm dodging the herpes. All right, so let me call my dad. Talk to you guys later.